Alright fellas, today we're going to be taking apart this here 3/4 snap-on ratchet. Ha! You thought I was dicking around, right? This should be fairly straightforward, simple, just like any other snap-on ratchet, just bigger. No wonder the old Yankee screwdriver wouldn't work. These things are crusty. There's a third flathead standard screw here. Oh, I got me a splinter. It's time for the old ATF acetone trick. You give that a minute to sit. There she comes. You just gotta beat her. Man, that thing is dirty. Leave it to snap on to put screws in here, get all gunked up and everything, where you need an SK screwdriver to actually get them out. That sucker was stuck. It's been degreasing and it's been living in ATF acetone mix and carb cleaner for 2 days now because I don't want to strip it out. Pop this out, screw comes out of your selector lever there. Notice that it's square. That's how it connects to this other piece in here, the pulse. There's your pause. On the bottom side here there is a spring, and we didn't lose it. The old ball bearing. Now I'm going to turn you off so I can clean all these guys up, and we'll put her back together using some of that red lube of love. Okay, so I went ahead and got all these cleaned out. These smaller bits I threw in this here gunk carburetor parts cleaner. It's got a basket in it that you can lift up and down, shake, all that kind of fancy stuff. I do use it mainly for carburetors, but I didn't have a carburetor sitting in there, so it was free. So I went ahead and used it. It really does get the gook off. And a lot of this stuff shined up pretty good. All I did was hit it with a toothbrush and one of these little wire brushes. And now we get to reassemble. Show you a couple things real quick here that I did with this guy here. Sprayed some carb cleaner in there, run a Q-tip up in there a couple of times. There is a hole in there. I don't know if you can see that moving. No, I don't think you can see that moving, but there's a ball there. Push your in and out. I'd push that in and out, jab it with a Q-tip with carburetor cleaner, and it come out looking pretty good after a while. Same thing with this hole in there. I just jabbed a Q-tip in there and run it around. But those are really the only two spots that you need something different to get down in there, and Q-tip works just fine. Yeah, I'm going to throw this in there. This right here, you can use regular old gun grease and grease this up while it's all put together. You don't have to take it apart again. But I don't like that gun grease stuff. So, and as you can tell, this is not, I mean, it's awful scratchy in there. This is not a well machined surface by any means. All them deep ruts in there. So I don't know. That may help carry some of this lube all the way around it whenever it's in use. The first always is your spring. This spring, it does not go in one way versus the other. Any way will do. I'm going to put this side in though, because that side right there kind of looks like it lines up more towards the middle. Hold that BB in there better. Put a big old thick blob on that. You want some kind of lube to stick on this tiny Japanese aluminum foil ball when you're putting this in there, because if not, it flies out, and if it's got no lube on it, it's not going to stick to something, so it'll roll all over the damn place. So you want some lube on that. Now yes, this next part is very tricky, and I don't know if I will be able to let you see it, because I'm probably going to be in the way, but I'll try my best. All you're really trying to do is drop this down in there where that BB is on top of the spring and falls in either one of these two positioning points. Square side goes down. That in there just like that. You gotta be able to push that paw around. Go ahead and get some lube in there, make it a little easier. You want to make sure you line this up that it stays down here, and those are your two switches, off and on. If not, it'll be up here, over here. So it's only a 1 in 4 shot that you get it right the first time. Once you get that in there, go ahead. I'm going to put a little bit of lube on these threads. I went ahead and chased these threads with a tap and die because the corrosion and shit that was all on them. If you had a thread restore kit, you could use that also, but I had a tap and die sitting here, so that's what I used. I'm gonna hold this all the way in while you screw your lever in. You want to put a little lube on this guy, spread it around as much as you can. Set her down in there. Work it back and forth, run it around. Switch it over, run it the other way here. I'm going to go ahead and dab a little more goo here, and here, and up here. Just so that I know it's got plenty of lube. Looks like it's had the pawl swing up and touch it there. I'm going to go ahead and put a little more lube on this plate. These things do fit tight. You may have to swing it around in a different couple of positions. A little tappy tap. You will notice some lube leaking out from around here. That's kind of normal. That's okay. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So whenever you go to store it down, if you're leaving it in your toolbox, leave it on its side. Don't set it down like this, because you'll have lube come out of there. Now this guy right here, I didn't clean it up with anything because it's a handle goes in and out. I am going to put a little lube on here and then run it around the side, stick her up in there, and call it done. There she is, good as new with just one bend. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Love, hate, hardknocksports@gmail.com. Don't send me any panties, because they never fit. For those of you guys that stuck around, yeah, this guy is old. Hourglass shaped 8 right there in the middle for the date code. Brings her down to a 1948. So, barely post World War II Americana right there. Oh yeah, and listen to her. Can you believe that's a 3/4 ratchet? That red lube of love sure does quiet these things up a lot.